Abusia Supreme Court any Bagbin and sensing when people are always no platform be fan itself be kebi Ablakwa. But minimum kasa idea Ablakwa Babontene Eden Simbi as I beto Abontene concerning a Supreme Court any Bagbin and sensing now. What you say NPP for a young me hypocrites. Or me hypocrite pa say ensem no anasa ade no ehye omanum na say omo moko dia they are cool with it. But say ebe show be anim anasa ekwa show be anum dia and they have problem with that. When ensema Ablakwa eka. Or can say when ode mfato bi ba ya wo chemu say 2020 election wa bra mo ye election ni na wie no eye parliament house onom no na NPP for na NDC omu nyina no mo the same numbers 134 I think. But na independent ba ku wom ekire na ba be ka kire omo say e wo mo say mu nyina ma pai de na mom no independent no wom no obeka kire me say wonne mo pese opese wonne mo eye adwuma nye say bi obeka mo ho de but opese wonne mo ye adwuma nti wenti no me de metumi a me wo as Bagbin declare mo as majority people in parliament when some Ablakwa kan e de che Ghana for na o che mu say e be 14 sansem we nyina de omu heli ya Bagbin because omu che mu say Bagbin ya ade a omope e de amaho mo ni mom no edu time a omo ankasa party members declare omo say omo pese omo join NPP bi no pese omo ko join na say omo ko independent na e wo say yes declare omo as minority ni de omo fight omo tabri asem no e de akọ e Supreme Court but time a Bagbin e de one a of independent e be kan omo ho de omo ntimi ankọ e Supreme Court anko ka ho asem na mom no edu time omo de mbra be ye adwuma evidence obi bia wo e dia dance say omo ko minority no o de sam mbra ne ba be ye adwuma no omo de mirika akọ e Supreme Court we ensem a e Ablakwa e kan a wo kire mu say enya ade o metie wo mo nde etie omo china including Supreme Court ensem Supreme Court e kan de agoro bi e na omudi ebusuam without wasting my time no yentie ensem Ablakwa anso e ba wontene e be kan I say e malikbasintale TV so we dey come channel so bo mo de subscribe share no be near video ni bi enhwe
cross carpeting resignation MPs shifting positions under Article 97 of the Constitution is not new. Anytime it has happened, speakers have ruled, the seat is declared vacant. Parliament goes on with the serious business of
but is it the same as what's happened today? Or what's happening today? Is it the same?
I submit strongly, Annie, that what is happening today, if Speaker Bagbin's ruling did not have an effect on who will become majority or minority, this would not have happened. The hypocrisy and the double standards of our politics. What is happening today is simply because after the declaration of these vacancies, 3-1, NPP, NDC respectively, which changes the balance. Take it from me. If it was the other way around, 3 on the side of the NDC, 1 on the side of the NPP, Speaker Bagbin will be hailed to the high heavens. If it had nothing to do with Afenyo Makin's position as majority leader, if it did not affect the NPP. And you see, all of this fight over majority, it's about what you do with it. How was that majority? NPP has been claiming to be majority for the past 8 years. What has been the impact? Hardship, anguish, pain, corruption, state capture, plutocracy. That's what they've been doing with the majority. So really, it's about the impact. How that majority reflects in the welfare of the people, builds our country, makes us progress to the next level. That is what matters. So I submit strongly that looking at our history, anytime there's been carpet crossing, people have moved, whether from one party to the other, or independent or whatever, the seats have been declared vacant. Same day, there's no uproar, there's no upheaval. We continue with business. And you see the irony of this whole situation. You remember the big fight of January 6th, the midnight, and all the drama and the maneuvering, which led to the election. or Speaker Bagbin. The next fight that was to ensue was who really will sit on the right-hand side of the Speaker, who will be declared majority. It was 137, as you know, after the 2020 EC declaration, with one independent. It is this same Speaker Bagbin who ruled and said, NPP, you are majority. I have received a letter from the independent MP who says he wants to caucus with you, he wants to work with you, and ruled. There were many people even on her side. And you know, statesmen like Comrade Kwesi Pratt up to today insist he doesn't agree with it, that there was no majority in this parliament. But we've all lived with it. They hailed Speaker Bagbin. They hailed him because it favored them then. So what has changed? So you go through all the history, all these answers. The same. Last week I read a Professor Okwe one. Is here. Same. 7th November 2020. Same principle. Speakers. From Alajete, DF Anand, the Jinase Hughes, Professor Michael Okwe, to Speaker Bagbin. Same principle. What has changed? Why is it that now we are having all of this unprincipled gymnastics, wasting everybody's time? When, as we speak, the LI we have been compelled to present, this private members bill, our forests are under attack. And let me come to that. Everybody in civil society, every Ghanaian is worried. The youth just held series of demonstrations about the state of our environment, the mass murder which is going on. To avert a nationwide strike, an industrial shutdown, the president assured organized labor that they will take steps to repeal LI 2462, which you do recall was one of the key demands of organized labor. We had thought that the first day we go to Parliament, the executive, the government, will bring action showing that they are going to repeal LI 2462, particularly that offending part which relates to mining in forests.
But it was not part of the list we have seen.
Yes, so far.
Part of the urgent.
No sense of urgency. Look at in the past, when people have resigned, seats have been declared vacant, they move immediately to serious business. I am so appalled, I am so disappointed that just because of majority, you can be a minority and still do government business. Really, it's about the impact you make. It's not about your title or your positions or which side of the speaker you are sitting on. It's become a circus. Okay. So the three of us have initiated this action, seeing that there's really all what the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia government is interested in is on which side of Parliament they sit, not the business that we conduct in Parliament. They just want to be majority. That's all they're interested in. So we have taken the initiative and we have submitted this memo, and that is under our standing order, the new standing orders. What you do to initiate a private member's bill, you send a memo to the clerk of Parliament. So let me clarify, we are not calling for a recall. Okay. What we have done is to initiate steps. So we've submitted this to the clerk of Parliament.
Question. Is it wrong
to
join the side of the house that's trying to trigger the recall and add this demand to the list of the urgent issues they want to address? Is it wrong?
Look, what we should be doing now, if we had maturity, we had love for country, we have statesmanship at play, the Takashi politics going on will be totally taken out of the way. That's all what is happening. Crybabies running to their mothers at the Supreme Court, who then put together a partisan panel which features Gaiwu, an NPP parliamentary candidate in the 2016 elections, to come and sit and rule for his NPP cronies from the Supreme Court, bastardize that institution. Then they activate this so-called recall. And I've been asking myself, what really do they think they will achieve with this? This recall. So you need 1/3 to activate the recall. You have that. But when the Speaker calls the House, under Article 104 of this Constitution, if the Speaker takes the role, and the Speaker is certainly going to insist that based on clear provisions under Article 97, clear parliamentary precedents, as I've been reading this morning, the 4 seats are vacant. You know what that means? Under Article 104(1), the NPP side will not have the numbers to take any decision. So the House will be adjourned again sine die. So what are they going to achieve?
What happens to the state?
Because when you do the recall...
What happens to the constitutional, the Supreme Court?
Look at Article 104. Article 104(1) says that, except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, matters in Parliament shall be determined by the votes of the majority of members present and voting, with at least half of all the members of Parliament present. The NPP minority side don't have that.
Except otherwise provided. What does it mean?
They don't have that. That's so you continue to where the Speaker doesn't have original casting vote, and then 3, where the votes on any motion are equal, it shall be taken to be lost. So there are subclauses, which so if in Parliament, if then is equal, the matter is lost. So there are all kinds of provisos. So what are they going to achieve? So this recall, if we don't come, if we boycott, the NDC side boycotts, you won't have the numbers under Article 104 to take a decision.
Why will you boycott?
Why
will you also boycott?
Why shouldn't we?
Because
that is why.
You claim you have the majority. You should be comfortable to be in the House.
The Speaker has adjourned the House sine die. The way forward in this matter is for all of these shenanigans, the bastardization of our institutions, how they have subjected the Supreme Court to such utter ridicule. And I listened to the venerable, distinguished Justice Atuguba yesterday say that the Supreme Court should not be invited in this matter at all. And I agree with him. Look at the precedents I've been reading from 2003, 2006 to the Professor Okwe 2021. Who went to the Supreme Court? Who invited the Supreme Court? This has happened simply because of unprincipled politics, the politics of hypocrisy and double standards. Because now it has a bearing on who is majority, who is minority.